Okay, start.
A very good evening to Mr. Supriya. Okay, I'm Amresh Nair as the CEO and also the Audit Director of Lion Corporation Berhad, known as LCB. And Mr. Johnson is my Finance Director and Mr. Arvind Raj is the Marketing Director. Alright, today we are here to discuss about the company's profile and the background. So let me look into the introduction, okay? So basically I'm going to let you know about the company background, problem statements, research objectives, questions, and also the limitations. So, now, the LCB, Lion Corporation Berhad, we are a manufacturer of steels, okay? It was being incorporated on 17 May 1924. So now we do have 5 business segments here. We have steels, property development, management, and building materials. Last but not least, the other steels as well. The problem statements we have in this company probably is because the challenges we are having while trying to investigate what are the factors affecting the company's financial performance. So the objectives here, we have 3 here. Right? The first thing is we have to investigate the factors which is affecting the company financial performance. And second, we're going to look at identify the key investors ratios, then explain the role of external auditors. Research questions. Of course, you want to know how the factors is affecting the financial performance, of course. And then the second, the ratios, what are the key investor ratios, which is going to be discussed with my finance director. And also the roles of the external auditors. Last but not least, we look at the limitations we have. So, as you can see that we do have different accounting standards being used in other industries. And of course, this is the main reason that our company to make decisions to compare the same company in the industry. So we do have some kind of estimations for the current and the future project. We are using past information and also the future economic conditions. So of course, the calculation being done is not to say accurate, but it's just because of estimations. So now let me introduce my finance director. Come on here to speak about financial performance. So Mr. Johnson, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. CEO, Mr. Amresh. Very good evening to Investor Mr. Supriya. Let me talk about financial ratio analysis over here. So we have different calculation and computation has been done here. Let me start from net loss. So basically our company is having a net loss. In the previous 2011, it's loss of 142 million before, and 2012 is greater loss. Actually, it's a greater loss of 165.1 million. It's lost. Now, why there is a loss? Because there is a volatile of raw material prices, as well as very high spending on other expenses like high energy costs. So that's very important cost with that our Lion Corporation cannot be avoided or cannot be reduced. And next is our revenues based on IAS 18 has been prepared. Revenue has been increased by 3.75%. That's because of local market infrastructures are going up. So even though our revenues is going up, but our energy cost also is going up. So that's why we have a net loss over there in 2012. So basically here the gross profit is increased by 5.17%. And why is that increased? Because from previous years 2011 we have a better inventory management levels here. Okay, it's based on IAS 2. So we managed to plan the inventory levels and everything. So we have come up with 5.17 increase in the gross profit. So next is the net profit decrease because of that previous explanation has been done. So net profit margin is 4.57% negative, and of course is bigger on the 2012 negative 5.10%. And gross profit margin is 15.7% and 15.92% has been explained just now. It's the same. Now, talk about gearing is a very important ratio. Yeah, the gearing is referred to the risk of the company. So basically, if you look at 2011, it's 86%. That shows a very high risk on the company, and especially unsystematic risk is very high here. But on 2012, the gearing has reduced 75%. So that shows that our unsystematic risk has reduced, even though our company has loss. So that shows that our company is able to pay the debts. That means we have a sufficient cash to pay the debts. So our company is not going into the liquidation. And next is the quick ratio and current ratio. This is the liquidity ratio of the company. So that refers to our cash flow, sufficient cash of the company. So that shows that there is an increase on the board ratios 12 and 13, 37 and 12 40 year on 2012 and compared to previous year 2011. So that shows that we have a sufficient cash to pay the debts. So we are not going into liquidation yet. So even though we have loss, that means we are able to pay the long-term debts. That's very important for the investors here. So let's go to the next. Investment ratio. So basically the first one is earnings per share for the year is negative 0.5 cents, of course because of that net loss. Our company has a net loss, that's why earnings per share also negative here. Now next, the important ratios for the investors is the price earning ratios is negative also. Now basically, everyone think that investors, if price earning ratios goes up into the positive level, investors have a confidence to invest in the company. But here it's a vice versa. Here it's vice versa. Even though we have a negative, our shareholders remain in our company and investors still want to invest in our company because of future planning and our current project. That will be discussed briefly by our marketing director, Mr. Arvind Raj here later. Now, shareholders are confident of Lion Corporation. That's the price earning ratios here. Even though it's negative, because of the current project and because of the future prospects of a company, investors are willing to invest and our shareholders remain still in our company. That will be explained by Mr. Arvind Raj, our marketing director. Please come forward and explain our current project.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Sophia. I am a marketing manager for this LCD company. Okay, some more details. Mr. Sophia, I want to ask you some questions. Have you heard anything about high-speed train?
Huh?
Have you heard anything about high-speed train?
High-speed train?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's maybe your opinion, any idea?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, so never mind. I will explain to you. Okay, high-speed train is our current huge project. It's mainly doing by the government, Malaysian government. So the reason we're getting high-speed rail is because of previous project we've done, a China project for the Olympic. We supply very huge material, these metals to China for building China to the stadium. Okay, what is high-speed rail? High-speed rail is something like we call something bullet train. It's connect to KL to Singapore. Almost the traveling hours 90 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes. So it's officially going to supply the metals in this 2013 1st April. So this high-speed rail is because government Malaysia is very happy with our China project. So they very satisfied with our material and our quality. So the Malaysian government is very happy that they gave us this project. So regarding on the high-speed analysis, my financial director Mr. John will be briefing on details.
Thank you, Mr. Arvind Raj. Okay, now regarding the high-speed financial analysis, let me explain about this. So basically, after discussing a lot of factors, economic factors, unsystematic risk, systematic risk of everything, so we come out with a net present value of 3.2 billion profit. So 3.2 billion profit, that's huge. That's huge. So our capital investment is 4.8 billion for the start. Yeah, for the start, and then for starting on 2014, we're going to supply the steels. And ending on 2019, the project is going to finish in 2020, but we're going to supply until 2019. The completion is on appendix 2. Okay. Now, cost of the equity is 20%. Now, basically, cost of the equity refers to the shareholders' required rate of return. Of course, mainly investors want to look at the cost of equity because that's the required return for the shareholders. Now, here, after we discuss with Mr. Arvind Raj, the CEO, and Mr. Amresh, as well as the marketing director. Now, normally cost of equity, there is an issue cost has to be deducted, but to maximize the shareholders' wealth, the investors, we has ignored the issue cost to remain the cost of equity as a higher level, 20%. If we minus the issue cost, that means the cost of equity will be cut down. That makes not satisfied for the shareholders. So after we discuss with the CEO, marketing director, and everything, so we come out that CEO has suggested that limit the issue cost and then calculate the cost of equity without the issue cost. So we are getting 20% over here, make the shareholders well satisfied. Yeah? The next, cost of debt is 5%, that's the interest payment. So currently 9 corporations are paying just 5%. So we finally come out with a WACC. That's mixture of debt and equity. Okay, after consider the systematic risk and unsystematic risk, everything has been considered, we come out with 7% nominal rate. That's after consider the inflation factor has been taken and tax factor has been taken based on 2013. Inflation rate is 1.3%, tax is 25% corporate tax. Yeah. So now the next part is previous losses coverage. Previous losses coverage means, like example, now we have 3.2 billion, that's the estimation. We have a lot of losses on the previous 2 years, but it's just $1 million only. Okay? So we, from here, 3.2 billion is going to be huge. We're going to minus off the previous losses, and still we have a net profit over there. So at the end of the day, we can declare a dividend for the shareholders. So that's a major part over here. Still can declare the dividend for the shareholders, makes the shareholders are happy for it. Okay? So the next part, and the future prospects. The future prospects will be explained by marketing director.
Thank you, Mr. John.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Sophia, our previously I will talk about this ISP, that's our current project. So we have tendered this future project, Kingdom Tower, located in Arab. So Kingdom Tower is going to be the tallest building in the world, which costs almost 100 billion. So if the cost is 100 billion, but then our material, our metal supply is almost 20 billion, and 20 billion, and our most everything, all the deduction, our profit is 10 million. So I think so. Kingdom Tower is almost we already get the approval for almost 70% to get the project, because Kingdom Towers and Director they are very happy with our job and everything, or the work we have been materials, we call this quality and everything. So most probably we're just waiting for the other shareholders approval. So once we get the second huge project for our Asian Games, for our Kingdom House Tower. So okay, this next I'm inviting my CEO to explain our corporate governance.
CEO is your audit manager.
Yes, audit director here. So let's look at the corporate governance. Basically, the board recognizes the importance of practicing and maintaining good corporate governance. And of course, the board is fully committed in ensuring that a high standard of corporate governance is being implemented and used in the company, in the group. Okay, so next we're going to look at accountability and also the audit. The audit committee supports the board and its responsibility to oversee the financial reporting and of course the effectiveness of the internal controls of the group. And the external auditors have already reviewed our financial performance and looks that they have given some comments and recommendations on the rising issues. So me, Mr. Johnson and also Mr. Ariraj have already had a discuss on the rising issues from their review, and of course after reviewing their reports, and there are some kind of audit adjustment and significant accounting issues as well, we need to consider that. So now, before we end the conversation, I would like to talk about the suggestions and recommendations that we have done to improve our company performance. Okay, number one, I would like to talk about probably on our company decide to involve ourselves into research and development. That's of course very important, because it looks that we are having a lot of competition right now in the same industry. So basically on the product itself, we need a quality product. So we are trying to invest into research and development, of course to make sure the quality product it's better than before, and of course to reduce the cost at the same time. So, and then let me look at the conclusion. Okay, look at the indication of good ratios as well, as Mr. Johnson has already explained to us on the ratios as well. Looking at the gearing level, which is low. So looking at, we have already paid up our debt, of course, long-term debt. So looking at that, probably the chances of liquidation is of course low, because we do have sufficient fund in our savings as well. So the inventory management, of course, we have controlled our inventory very well, and look at the gross profit as well. So of course our sales has went down because we have a better plan on inventory, and also look at the staff remuneration. I would like to emphasize on the staff remuneration, because without them the company couldn't run. Of course employees is very important for us. Of course we will need to pay bonus, of course salary increment for them, since that they are staying with us, looking at our future and future prospect. So since Mr. Arvind Raj has already explained those of high-speed rail and the Kingdom Tower, so our future prospects looking very promising. So that would definitely going to attract potential investors, of course, because looking at Kingdom Tower, where it's going to be one of the tallest buildings in the world, of course I feel that that's going to be the benchmark of our company. So that's about it, I guess, for today. So since Mr. Johnson and Mr. Arvind Raj has worked with me together about this, so thank them, and also thank you, Mr. Sugam, for your time. And of course, the final part, do you have any questions on this complete performance, financial performance? You are ever willing to answer. Thanks.
Well, you are supposed to compare with the industry average. It's not very clear, like.
So basically, our steel industry, all the steel industries in local markets are going on the loss. And if you look at the benchmark of the industry average, it's almost similar. It's all are similar. It's nothing far from like Lion Corporation is here and then other industry average is here. It's not
Where you get this information, industry average?
Bloomsburg market. It's there in the reference. Appendix. Reference. Bloomsburg Business Week. So basically, there's nothing much of comparison because all the industries are going under loss.
Okay, this you did this net present value analysis, right?
Okay.
And you did for until 2014, you project until 2019 sales. Oh wait, and now all this on what basis you project all this? Well, can you explain on that? Your sales overheads. On what
Basically on
basis?
the past information. Basically on the past information. Nothing we can focus on future because it's uncertain. Basically on the past information, as well taken consideration of the current inflation and tax rate and systematic risk and unsystematic risk of the company.
Do you incorporate the inflation rate inside the calculation?
Yes, of course, 1.3%. Based on Malaysian Statistic Department.
About the ratio, I see the current ratio and quick ratio is quite poor. Then just now in your explanation you say you all still manage to pay the debt, so can you explain on that? But I see it's quite poor, the current ratio, quick ratio.
So very simple, sir, because if you see just now our marketing director has explained, we have the China project on 2006-2007 and we have a China sovereignty on 2008. So we are supplying huge materials on 2006-2007 and then we have a huge profit on that. So from there we have a huge sufficient of cash
To pay up.
all over the years. So we have a loss also, we don't care because we have a huge sufficient cash to pay, cover up all the losses. As well, you can see on the statements, we still able to pay the bonus and remuneration increment to our staff as well as the directors.
So for how many years you didn't pay dividend for the shareholders? Because you are saying company making losses, right?
Except for 2011, for the past 2
So
years.
are they okay with that?
Yeah, they're definitely okay because looking at our current project and also our future prospect looks even brighter. So definitely they're still staying with us.
Then you say corporate, you mentioned the corporate governance, You did mention you practice a very good. Then how come practicing this? Then how come the past 2 or 3 years of company making losses, no action was taken to remedy the situation earlier?
I mean, of course, we do have things where we're supposed to avoid things to happen, but I mean, of course, we have suffered, we have incurred loss because of.
No, it's basically like unsystematic risk like company's problems, equipment failure, director's problem, management problem, we can avoid. But this is systematic risk which is we can avoid economic factors.
Yeah, economic factors.
Volatile in raw material prices and high energy costs. That we cannot avoid. That's out of our control.
Yeah.
So,
Arvind, you are not talking.
Sorry.
I want to ask you,
Yeah.
because you are the,
Marketing director.
Yes.
you see now company making losses all this.
Yeah.
How about the moral of the employees? Because definitely maybe shareholders you can say keep the, so how about the skillful employees, because talking about this new project all coming in, so how you are going to make sure to keep all the skillful engineers, all these people?
Okay, as you say, was our John says, because although our company may have not made loss for 2 years, but then the bonus, all the facility, all the what do you call this, benefits will still remain. That's
But
why
the
you
liquidity
can-
ratio doesn't show that cash flow got problem.
on the calculation, yeah, because it's
Yeah,
the finance director, because I'm marketing head of that.
No, because you look at the moral that we're going to give on the employees, of course we do have that, because as far as I look at, so I emphasize on the staff remuneration, because we want our skillful workers to stay with us, of course.
Do you have any resource? Do you offer shares to the employees?
We offer shares.
Basically, it's warrants.
Basically, yeah.
Basically warrants. Of course, we
Ah.
cannot offer right now
Ah.
because we want to save our cost, and basically it's warrants. We have gave warrants to our staff for 5 years times. Because in the 5 years times we have ISP rail and Indian Tower is going on, so we will have a huge profit. That time they can redeem their warrants, so we can pay for it. So they are happy with that.
Why did you select this company?
Basically,
There are many other, why suddenly you want to select a loss-making company?
Well, this would be interesting for us to do
Interesting for
some
us,
sort of presentation to identify why is it lost,
Hmm.
how is it happened, connection suddenly went to negative and all that. So rather than being same with others, so we want something
so we
different.
want to take risk.
Yeah.
Basically, we want to take risk.
Risk takers.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. That's the time for your time. Thanks a lot.